Hello kings and queens, my name is Rulla Alani. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be answering one of your questions. Just remember that I'm still accepting question submissions, so if you'd like me to answer one of your questions in a future video, make sure to read the description. I have the instructions listed below. So today I'll be answering the question, what makes a man attracted to a woman? The question itself reads, love this topic. Hopefully you can talk about this topic in a later video. What makes a man attracted to a woman? I feel like I'm an attractive and educated woman, but I just haven't found anyone that I have liked that has reciprocated my interest in them. First off, thank you so much for submitting your question, and I just want to say I feel you, girl. We have all been there. We've all been in that situation where we're like tired of just feeling like there's nobody out there for us, there's nobody who's reciprocating our feelings, and it can feel a little bit hopeless. So just know that I understand, I empathize with you, and there is hope. Just be patient, that is key, and let's talk about some other things you can do to help your chances of finding a true gentleman. I myself have experienced years of heartbreak, years of pain and suffering and sadness until I found men who were of substance, who were also reciprocating feelings for me. So it takes time, and during that time I learned a lot about myself. I experienced lots of self-growth and development, and I'm wishing the same for you. So in this video I want to talk about 15 character traits that most gentlemen look for in a lady, and I'm also going to discuss some things we can do to refine those traits to kind of just tune them up and make them a little bit better, not just for potential dates, but for ourselves, more importantly. So let's discuss the 15 traits that make men weak at their knees for a specific lady. The first one is playful. So being playful can mean so many things. It can mean that you're energetic, that you're engaging, that you don't just send one-word responses to texts. Maybe you send him funny memes. Maybe you don't take jokes too seriously. It just means that you're lighthearted, you find light in the world. I just think of children when I think of being playful. Someone who isn't embarrassed, someone who is just their authentic self without fear of criticism or judgment. The second trait is nurturing. Now think of a mother. Mothers are so nurturing, and just thinking of the certain traits that a mother carries can really help you understand what it means to be nurturing. Being nurturing means caring about someone when they're sick. It means sending them words of encouragement, maybe when they're gonna have a big or stressful day at work. It can mean so many things, but someone who's nurturing cares about others. They send those simple texts like sweet dreams, just words of encouragement and support, and they are very, very supportive of that other person's endeavors. Even saying things like drive safe, thank you so much for a wonderful date. Simple things like that can really go a long way. If you haven't heard from him in a few days, it's okay to contact him first. I don't know what this thing is with women always wanting a man to text them first. It's okay to text a man first. I'm not saying do it every single time, but that is just one example of being nurturing and going the extra mile. The third trait that men look for is independence. Now, something that's really vital to being independent is having a schedule. Men don't like women who are always free, who are always available to them. So what I always encourage ladies is if a man wants to take you out, give him 1 or 2 options for the entire week. That's it. It doesn't matter if you're available every single day, even though you shouldn't be. You should have hobbies, you should have a job, you should have things going for yourself. But even if you're available every single day, only give the man 1 or 2 options in which he can take you out and show you a good time. This shows men that you're independent, you're responsible, dating and meeting a man isn't your utmost priority, and you have have other duties to take care of. This is so sexy because it makes men feel like they have a woman who doesn't need them but only wants them. Another thing about being independent is not needing so much attention, so much affection, so much time. I know as women we tend to have a little bit of insecurities and we want that assurance from our man. You will get that. Don't be the woman who is texting 3, 4, 5 times if he doesn't respond. Give men the space and the time to reach out to you when they're able to. Don't be overly needy. That is the number one thing to make you appear independent, to make you appear like an individual, like you don't need anybody. Don't be overly needy with his time, with his attention, with his affection. Allow him to come to you when he's ready. Number 4 is sexiness. This doesn't mean revealing a lot of skin or sending racy photos. It's the simple things, being flirtatious, sending those emojis, calling him handsome. These things definitely show sex appeal. Wearing heels, wearing colors such as red, all of these things have sex appeal without being overt. Sending a text like, "Hey handsome, I hope you have a great day. Thinking about you," is such a nice way to get a man know that you're interested in him without being so extra or so obvious. It's just those subliminal things. Also, when you're with him in person, eye contact is key. There is so much to be said just in looking at someone, just in engaging with them. Being off of your cell phone and really being present in that moment is something that's so sexy and so rare nowadays. Also, sometimes less makeup is more. I know on the days when I don't even do foundation, I just do a little bit of concealer, fill in my eyebrows, put a little bit of lip color and blush. My partner is so into that look. He compliments me all the time, and really I found that less is more. Even when it comes to your outfits, just being a little bit of flirtatious, having a little bit of sex appeal in your outfit goes a long way. So try it out, ladies. Another one is dressing up when he least expects it. So this really shows sexiness. I don't mean go put on a ball gown and crazy makeup, but I mean, let's say he's picking you up to go have ice cream, or he's picking you up to go to the movies, and he expects it to be a very casual date, but you go ahead and do some makeup, put a flirty outfit on, maybe put some short heels on. That definitely shows sexiness because a man is not expecting it, and it's in those moments when he least expects it, that's when you really, really want to shine. Number 5 is respectful, and the key here is respecting yourself first and foremost. So what do I mean by this? Do not allow a man to text you late. When he texts you late, there's a few options. Number 1, don't even respond. You don't even need to respond the next day. You want to show that man that he needs to plan ahead if he wants to spend time with you, if he wants to see you. You're not a girl who just responds to him at midnight, at 1 a.m. That's not who you are, and that's not the type of man you're looking for. Another thing you can do is send him a text that says, "Hey, if you want to plan something with me, you can tell me ahead of time like a true gentleman. That's what I'm looking for." That shows confidence, that shows individuality, that shows independence. It shows that you're not just willing to settle for any average Joe who texts you late at night. There's this opinion that showing boundaries or limits is prude or no, ladies. Knowing your boundaries and your limits sets you apart. It makes you a woman of worth, a woman of value. Telling a man that, "Hey, I'm not comfortable coming to your house until we've gotten to know each other," shows that you're willing to take the time to get to know this person before jumping the gun and going over to their house. So I really encourage you ladies to take things slow. Let men know that they are not allowed to text you late at night, to make plans last minute, to invite you to come over for Netflix and chill. You need to allow them to get to know you before they're able to see those signs of you. If a man wants you to come over for Netflix and chill, you can respond with, "I don't feel comfortable hanging out at your place until we get to know each other better." That's it. You're not being prude. If he doesn't want to entertain that possibility, then even better. He's not going to respond, he's going to move on, and you will know that you were dealing with someone who wasn't looking for anything serious to begin with. Another key part of being respectful is not entertaining lousy guys. I hear so many women complain about the guys they're hooking up with, the guys they're dating, but yet they continue to hang out with them, they continue to speak with them. Keep in mind, ladies, the minute you cut out lousy, average Joes who don't value you, who don't see your worth, who don't even envision a future with you, you are making time and creating space for the men who actually deserve you. Another note that I wrote here: if a man continuously doesn't plan to see you, doesn't care to text you first, to contact you, to call you, doesn't ask you those deeper questions to get to know you better, then back off and see how he reacts. 9 times out of 10, those behaviors are showing that he only wants to hook up, or possibly he's not ready for a woman of your caliber. The 6th trait is being reliable. Ladies, we have this problem with being on time, and it's really something that needs to be just cut out completely. I personally have struggled with being on time, and I'm still working on it. It's something that I dislike about myself. It's something that I recognize in myself, and I am working on it every single day to be more timely, to manage my time wisely. And let me tell you, it is so attractive to find women who keep their word in what time they're going to meet with you, who keep their promise in if you guys had a FaceTime call planned, a phone call planned, a date planned. Arrive on time. Be reliable. Keep your word. It is so attractive when you do those things. Don't bail out of plans last minute. It shows that you're not serious, and he is going to reflect that same behavior with you. So if you have this problem of meeting men who are not serious, who are not reliable, start analyzing yourself and see if you yourself are portraying those negative character traits that you're seeing in others as well. When you show up on time and value your word and your plans, he will definitely see this, and it's gonna be a game changer. Number 7 is your ability to communicate. This is rare nowadays. We have so many people who are hiding their true emotions, who don't want to express how they feel, who are scared to get vulnerable with people. Keep in mind, you don't need to lay out all your feelings on the first date. But I always think of an onion. You peel yourself off slowly to someone. You don't reveal too much at once. You don't stay completely closed off with all your walls up, but it's a natural progression of peeling those layers off and allowing the man to get to know you better each time you see them. So remember, don't tell him everything on the first date, but also don't be a mute, don't be rigid, don't be completely closed off either. When you communicate, you express that you're relatable. When he shares a little bit about his college experience, you go ahead and share a little bit about yours. When he tells you about his family dynamic and his childhood, you share a little bit about yours. So it should be this natural back and forth communication. It shouldn't be one-sided. It shouldn't be only him laying out his feelings and experiences to you, or vice versa. It should be a natural flow of back and forth. Once again, your ability to communicate, this shines in the times when you feel uncomfortable, when you feel uneasy. Express that. So an example of this, which I find a lot of women deal with, is when men make sexual jokes or sexual remarks really early on. A way that you can respond to that is by saying, I hope that you respect my wishes in not bringing up these topics until we get to know each other better. So this shows that you're not prude, but you want to take the time to get to know someone the real way, the natural way, before you start talking about sexual things or things that are off the table in the beginning. And another piece of your ability to communicate is knowing when it's time to cut your losses. If a relationship or a friendship isn't panning out in the way that you would like, then just express that. You can simply say, hey, I don't really think that this situation is heading in the direction that I was expecting. I wish you all the best. That's it. That's it. I wish you all the best, and I don't want to waste each other's time any longer. So this shows a man that you know what you want, you know what you're looking for, and you're not willing to settle for anything less than that. At number 8, we have femininity. Femininity can mean so many things, but when I think of the word femininity, I think of queens and princesses and ladies, and I think of the word dignity and honor. It's so much more than the way you dress. It's how you speak. It's your posture. It's your way of caring about others. So just remember, femininity is both an internal and external job. When it comes to external, femininity is wearing feminine clothing. That means getting rid of the hoodies, the sweatshirts, the jeans, the tight pants, and allowing your femininity to shine with dresses, with skirts, with flowy pieces, with colors, with patterns, with flowers. All of these things are feminine. I have a whole video about what not to wear on a first date. I really encourage you guys to check it out. I will link it up above. And I talk about a lot of the ways that we can be more feminine in the way that we dress. When it comes to speaking femininely, this is something I myself have struggled with, but stay away from vulgar words. Stay away from cussing. Stay away from talking loudly or screaming or being naggy. All of those things are not feminine at all. At 9, we have confidence. Work on your posture. Work on the way that you speak and the way that you convey your thoughts. Don't act as if you need assurance all the time. Know that you are proud in who you are and what you bring to the table, and you don't need any man to give you what you already know about yourself. Be bold, and also know that being decisive shows that you're confident. So just a simple example of this is if you're at a restaurant and it's taking you 10, 15, 20 minutes just to decide on a meal or a cocktail, it shows that you're not that confident. I know those things seem unrelated, but just think about it. If you have such a hard time with choosing something that's so trivial as your food or your drink, then how do you think that you carry your life, that you carry your decisions in a day-to-day basis? It shows that you don't really trust yourself to make the best decision. So a little trick I have for you guys is if you know where you're going, let's say it's a restaurant, take a look at the menu. Kind of have in mind what you're gonna order, what you're gonna drink, so you don't, get nervous, start acting anxious, and take too much time in deciding, because that does show a lack of confidence. At number 10, we have kindness. This is as simple as expressing thank you, please, you're welcome. When a man takes you out and treats you right, let him know. Tell him that you appreciate him for showing you such a good time, that you're so grateful for the amazing night that you guys had together. All of these things really show kindness. Treat anyone that you come into contact with kindly. This can be waiters. This can be anyone that you come into contact with while you are with this person. Just know that the way you treat one person is the way you treat everyone. So make sure to treat everyone with that same level and standard of kindness. This is key, you guys, and this falls under kindness. Don't talk badly about anyone, including your ex, including your family members, including ex-friendships. Don't do it. And always listen. Listen more than you speak, because listening shows that you respect the other person and that you have kindness for what they have to say without just blurting out responses, without even listening to what they were saying to begin with. At number 11, we have positivity. So this is being cheerful, this is being upbeat, this is being the light in his day. When a man comes to you to vent, don't just totally block him out. I know in our society we have this taboo with men being able to express emotions, with men being able to really talk about how they feel. So make sure that when a man, or your partner comes to you with something to say, with something that's on their heart, hear them out. Be positive. Be that light for them. Let them know that there's always, light at the end of the tunnel. Make them see that silver lining in any cloud, and this is definitely a way to make a man fall for you. Another thing along the same line as positivity is don't nag. Just be easygoing. This alone will attract so many men. Let me tell you, when you just have this aura of easygoingness, lightheartedness, men are very much attracted to women who aren't so stuck up, rigid, and kind of just closed off in their beliefs and their handlings of life. So just make sure that you're open, you're positive, you're upbeat, you're cheerful, you have a smile on. This is definitely a way to keep a man interested. At number 12, we have showing interest. Ladies, don't be shy to express interest in a man. Obviously, I am against being the first one to express interest, but when a man has shown obvious interest in you, just reciprocate those feelings. So I've written a few things you could tell him. Let's say he's wearing certain shoes you like or wearing a color you like. Something as simple as, I like when you wear those shoes. I like how that color looks on you. I like the smell of your cologne. Something as simple as that shows interest in a man. And trust me, they don't forget it. They will continue wearing that color or those shoes or that cologne. Also, you can say, I always leave our dates smiling. This definitely shows a man that he's succeeded in showing you a good time, and it makes him want to do more of those things for you. Another thing you can say is, it makes my day when I see you. So these are all flirty ways to show that you're interested in someone without being super bold or vulgar. It's kind of a play on those words where men will definitely understand you're interested in them without having to flat out say it. At 13, we have honesty. And this is as simple as being authentic, being genuine, being yourself. As I mentioned earlier, obviously you want to have that image of an onion and just slowly reveal yourself to someone. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to have a facade up or a mask on for your first date. It just means that you slowly reveal your personality and your nature to someone in a natural way. It's this back and forth vulnerability. Make sure that you're both getting to know each other in gradual divine timing. It doesn't need to be sped up. It doesn't need to be slowed down. It's just perfect the way it is. At 14, we have youthful. So this is as easy as just being spontaneous, right? Like if he texts you and says, hey, you want to go camping this weekend? And this weekend is starting tomorrow, and you're just like, oh, I haven't planned, I haven't done this. Just go with the flow. Go out. If you guys are out at a lounge or a bar and music comes on and he asks you to dance, just dance. Don't read so much into everything he says and does. Just be youthful. Have that young energy that is willing for adventure, that's willing for spontaneity. Don't just be so caught up in monotone, routine kind of schedules and dates, be up for a little bit of that youthful energy. It definitely spices up a relationship, and men definitely look for women who have that youthful young spirit to bring into their lives. And last but not least, at 15, be interesting. So keep in mind, being interesting means you have interests, you have hobbies and activities, you've traveled to places, you've read books, you've watched movies, you have things to talk about on a date that doesn't involve other people or what someone said or what someone did. You have actual experiences and world life things you've done and contributed to that you can bring up in a conversation. There is nothing more attractive than a woman who is educated, who's intelligent, who has things that she does that she's super passionate about. Men are crazy for this. It doesn't even need to be your job necessarily, but if you have a passion, whether it be painting or DJing or anything really, traveling, trying new cuisines, definitely let those sides shine when you're out with this person. Have topics that you know well and intrigue him with your wit and with your facts and with your knowledge. I'm telling you, men fall for this every single time. And remember, men love smart women who aren't just educated in an academic sense, but in a worldly sense too. In conclusion, the most important thing is to be you, to be yourself. Know what your strengths are in your character and really let those shine. Always remember that you are a catch, that you literally were born with so much worth and so much value. It doesn't matter what people say about you, what people think about you, what people feel about you, if you've been rejected, because let me tell you, the most attractive people, the richest people, the most educated people have been rejected. And this has nothing to do with them. This has to do with other people. So I always like to think of the analogy of like going to a car shop to buy a car. There are going to be hundreds and thousands of people who pass right by a Ferrari, who pass right by a Lamborghini, because they know it's out of their caliber. They know it's out of their budget. But there are going to be a few people who know their worth and who know that the Lamborghini and the Ferrari is for them. So think of yourself in that way. Just because you aren't attracting everyone doesn't mean you are not attractive. You are attractive. And all it takes is that one person to vibe with you, to see all that light and love and wisdom in you, and you will be surprised at what a beautiful life and love that you guys can create together. So just stay patient. Work on you, build up those activities and those hobbies and those interests that you find passion in. Don't worry about the guys. Eventually you will find a man, and just think about those qualities that I mentioned. It doesn't necessarily need to be these. It can be ones that you see in yourself, and make sure to fine tune those and work on what you bring to the table. And in due time, you will find a gentleman. I believe in you. Please let me know what you guys thought of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Bye!